had. But the last time I'd let one of these moments pass was at a restaurant my family went to. This boy dropped a pizza on the table, told us to enjoy, then, right as he was leaving, he winked at me. My heart went boom, boom, my head got all foggy, and I felt this ache inside when he turned and walked away, like we were tied together by a fixed rope. I'd let exactly 4 of these soul typhoons pass unexplored, but I'd made a pact of the utmost sacredness with myself that I wouldn't let a 5th go by in the same kind of way. I was never sure if the person on the other end of that look felt the same kind of intensity I did, so when Prince Hot Damn spun away, tackling someone into the sand, I knew I ran the risk of him thinking I was one of those girls who made an art form of preying on beautiful boys minding their own business. I didn't care. I wouldn't let another one of these moments go. Life was short, and I'd been a firm believer in seizing the moment for the majority of my life. Then he came to another standstill, like my stare was freezing him in place. This time it wasn't a glance. It was a good 5-second stare, where his eyes did that dumbfounded thing mine were doing to me. His smile had just begun its upward journey into position when a football whizzed right into the side of his face. It was one of those moments you saw played out in movies. Wide-eyed boy staring at girl, oblivious to the world around him until the laces of a football indented his forehead. "Stop staring, Jude," the young boy who had thrown the ball called out. "She's too hot even for you, and since she's got a book, she probably knows how to read, so she's smart enough to know to avoid guys like you." I slid my glasses into place as Serendipity Boy chased after the pint-sized teaser and turned my attention to the book sprawled out beneath me. I saw the attraction in his eyes, that and more. It was only a matter of how much time he wanted to play it cool until he came over. I had all day. That's how I reassured myself as he threw the boy over his shoulder and sprinted into the lake, dunking up and down until the boy was squealing with laughter. I reassured myself again when he and the boy trudged from the water and returned to the cluster of boys playing football and picked up right where he left off, oblivious. I tried to distract myself with my book, but when I found myself reading the same paragraph for the 6th time, I gave up. Still not another look my way, like I was invisible. When a second hour passed in the same way, I decided it was time to take matters into my own hands. If he wasn't going to come to me and I wasn't quite ready to go to him, I'd just have to make him. I'd found boys were fairly simple creatures to figure out, at least on a primal level. On a mind, heart, and soul matter, they were about as confounding to me as thermodynamics. And since primal was just a nice term for raging hormones, I decided to use their overabundance of teenage boy ones to my advantage. Grabbing a liter of water from my beach bag, I rose to a stand, making every movement slow and deliberate. At least without looking ridiculous. His eyes weren't on me as I adjusted my bikini just so, but a few male sets were. Good sign I was doing the right thing, but bad sign he wasn't noticing, since this whole stunt was set into motion for him. I pulled the clip from my mass of hair so it fell down my back, and I shook it into position for good measure. I practically cursed under my breath when I chanced another peek. Nada. What's a girl got to do to get a boy's attention these days? I walked back toward the picnic table, where the newest addition to our family, the furry kind, was still smiling through his panting. So new, in fact, I had yet to name him. "There's a good boy," I said, kneeling beside him, where he was using the shade of the table to his advantage. "Since you're of the same gender, although I find your species to be more appealing on so many fronts, do you have any suggestions for how to make that boy mine?" I asked, pouring some more water into his bowl as I watched Jude pry a football from the air.